Have you noticed what's happened to the space in front of you when you drive? It's completely changed, right? What used to be a simple cluster of needles and dials is now this powerful, glowing command center. Okay, let's dive into this revolution. We're going to explore the technology that's turning our cars into, well, computers on wheels, the digital cockpit. At its core, this is the big shift we're talking about. We've gone from the classic analog dashboard, where every gauge had exactly one job and it never ever changed, to the digital cockpit. And this isn't just a fancy screen. It's more like a dynamic partner. It's got customizable displays and connected systems that can literally change and adapt to what you need right in the moment. So, what is a digital cockpit really? Well, think of it like the car's central nervous system, just made visible. It's an all-digital software-defined system, and the key words here are integrated and unified. All that info, your maps, your music, your critical car data, it's not in separate boxes anymore. It all works together beautifully across these brilliant high-res screens. But this didn't just happen overnight. Not at all. The journey from those simple, old-school analog dials to the vibrant, interactive displays we have today, well, it's been a pretty fascinating evolution that's unfolded over decades. It all kind of kicked off back in the 80s. You had these futuristic but pretty basic digital readouts in luxury cars like the Aston Martin Lagonda. Then, by the 2000s, infotainment screens for GPS and your music started to become standard. But the real game changer? That was 2012. That's when Tesla's Model S came out and just dropped this huge tablet-like screen in the center of the car. It completely redefined what a car's interior could be. And that leads us to today with these multi-screen AI-powered systems that are constantly learning and updating themselves. And this is a really critical shift in the story. See, the revolution wasn't just about what we see on the screens. It was a fundamental change in how these entire systems are now designed, how they're built, and even how they're thought about from the very beginning. This quote from Cesar Arago over at TomTom just nails it. It perfectly captures where we are right now. We're not just making small improvements. We are in the middle of a massive disruption, a third wave, that's completely changing how car makers and tech companies work together to build the cars of the future. So, what exactly are these three waves? Well, the first one was the in-house era. Big suppliers tried to build everything themselves. And the result? Honestly, the systems were often clunky, slow, and felt really disconnected. So then came the specialist era. This is where car makers started teaming up with experts for specific things, like mapping software. It was a huge improvement, but getting everything to work together was still a major headache. Now we're deep in the platform era, and this is a total paradigm shift. It's all about collaboration on open platforms, which allows for development that's way faster, much more integrated, and far more innovative. And this whole new era is built on a pretty clear technology stack. At the bottom, you've got the hardware, the powerful processors, and those beautiful screens. Running on top of that is the software, the operating system that manages everything. And then, the glue that holds it all together is constant connectivity to the cloud. That's what enables those critical updates, the apps, and all the real-time data that makes the whole system feel alive. Okay, so that's all the tech, but what does it actually mean for you, the person behind the wheel? This is where the revolution really hits the road, because it's all about building a better, safer, and way more personal driving experience. First up, and most importantly, is safety. Digital cockpits are really designed to keep your eyes on the road. Things like head-up displays or HUDs put vital info like your speed and your next turn right there on the windshield. Those driver assistance alerts for potential collisions, they're integrated right into your line of sight. And with voice and gesture controls that actually work, you're not fumbling around for buttons anymore. It's all about giving you the info you need without causing distractions. And then there's the personalization. Your car can finally adapt to you. You can actually customize the layout to show whatever you think is important. Maybe you're driving an EV and you want that range estimate front and center. The car can recognize different drivers and instantly load up all their personal settings. And of course, it seamlessly connects to your phone, bringing all your favorite apps for music, podcasts, and navigation right onto the car's main screen. This brings us to a really, really important point. Your car is no longer a static piece of tech. I mean, think about it. The average car is on the road for 10 to 15 years. With over-the-air software updates, that digital cockpit can get brand new features, performance boosts, and bug fixes long after you've driven it off the lot. Your car actually evolves with you. It gets better over time. But of course, a technological leap this big doesn't come without some major problems. Building a system this complex presents some truly massive challenges for the entire auto industry. It's not easy. And the scope of these hurdles is just huge. On the technical side, just getting all the different pieces of hardware and software to talk to each other flawlessly is a monumental task. For the user, there's a real danger of what's called cognitive overload. Too much information can be just as dangerous as too little. And then there's security. A connected car is a potential target for hackers, and a simple software bug could become a major safety problem. If you want to put that challenge into perspective, just look at this number. Over $1 billion. That's the estimated cost to develop a modern digital cockpit for a single car model. The amount of investment here is absolutely staggering. So it all comes down to this really delicate balance. The goal, of course, is to create that amazing feature-packed experience we all love on our smartphones. But the risk is that in doing that, you just overwhelm the driver with information, and you end up creating new dangers instead of solving old ones. This is the tightrope that every single designer and engineer has to walk. So, even with all these massive challenges, the industry is still charging full steam ahead. So where is all this tech going? Let's take a quick peek a little further down the road. The future is going to be even more integrated with our lives. We're talking about things like biometrics, where the car can actually monitor your heartbeat or detect if you're getting tired just to keep you safe. Advanced AI assistants won't just wait for you to give them a command. They'll start to predict what you need. And pretty soon, your car will be talking directly to the city's infrastructure to find the smartest, safest, most efficient routes in real time. I love this quote because it's the perfect analogy for how we get to that future. It's not about one company trying to do everything on its own. It's about putting together an all-star band, bringing in the best hardware makers, the best software developers, the best app creators. Because when you get them all to play together, that's when you make the best music. That collaboration is everything. And that leaves us with one last, kind of fascinating question to think about. As our cars become these incredibly powerful, intelligent computers on wheels, full of software making thousands of decisions every second, who or maybe what is truly in the driver's seat anymore?